Okay. Now, want to talk with you a little bit about vision and goals, because last year, if you were here, I put a sort of a diagram up on the screen which explained how we're restructuring this ministry in order to make it more effective, in order to enable it to genuinely become a movement, and so forth. So last year, this was the vision. This year, this is a reality. And I'm going to introduce to you now and have them come up here, 3 men. Art Warner, if you'll come, please. I know he's here, I saw him. Art. George Cole, I know George is here, he was at my table. And Stan Vanderclay, if you'll come. Okay, maybe, no, I know Art was going to be here. Anyway, I would like to introduce you to our first set of resident Barnabases. And what these men do, the 3 of them, each of them have committed themselves to care for 2 or 3 of the existing Barnabas or John 17:23 support groups here in central Massachusetts. I have some questions I'd like to ask you guys, and let's see if we can get that mic over here so you can answer it. Stan, we'll start with you. Would you introduce yourself and tell us how many years you have pastored?
I'm Stan Vanderclay. Well, this thing has power, doesn't it? More than I have. I'm Stan Vanderclay, and I've pastored for 52 years.
George Cole, KOHL, and I pastored for 26 years.
Art Warner, another dear friend who just lost his wife before Christmas this last year, and he's going through a lot of changes in his life. Great guy, though. He has pastored for 40-some years, too. And you put those 3 together, and I've pastored for going on 48 years now. You have well over 150 years of pastoral experience present here. Second question. Stan, would you start again? Where have you pastored?
Inner city, Patterson, New Jersey for 36 years. Baldwinsville, New York, bedroom community of Syracuse for 4 years. Then in 2000, I, in quotes, retired. And after bringing my wife back home to Whitensville, did 3 interim pastorates, local Presbyterian church, and 2 in my own Pleasant Street Christian Reformed Church. After retiring for the 3rd time, about 1 year and 3/4 ago, Dick brought me to lunch sometime one afternoon, and what I'm doing now, you might say, is germane to that.
You're on, George. Same question.
My first church was in Cortland, New York, close to Baldwinville. And then my second church was in Central Islip, Long Island. And then I came to Belmont Street Baptist Church in Worcester, where I had my longest ministry of 17 years. And I am currently an associate pastor at Hope Chapel in Sterling, Massachusetts.
Okay, if you'll, I'll give you the question and then pass it over to Stanley. And one more question for you guys. What one thing, above all things, do you most want to bring to the pastors you have given yourself to?
A very basic thing to me is to trust God. Learn to trust Him who presented Himself to us in our Lord Jesus Christ. And remember that He's in control and you are not.
And I'm going to be just a little less spiritual than Stan, but maybe after I've been doing it 50 years. But as a pastor, I feel like, we wear a bullseye on our back. I feel like, Satan is just constantly shooting at us, and I just have been through a lot of periods of discouragement myself. And I've known a lot of pastors over the years that have been discouraged, and I have this affinity with them, I have this compassion toward them, and I just like to go out and try and encourage people. So that's why I was very attracted to this ministry.
Thank you both. Give these guys a great hand, will you, please?